Hello there, welcome back. This is my last video and it's a cheeky one. Since I've been doing De Palma and Hitchcock, I thought I'd go to the bottom of the barrel. Just go completely bottom of the barrel. You know, the least classy version of the suspense thriller. This. I'm not going to go into detail about these ones. There's no point. They're not good enough, really. I watched these about 6 months ago, right? So I got it was going cheap. So I'd seen a few of them, but I thought I'd just sit through and watch them. And I enjoyed them more than I thought, but there's some real dodgy ones in there. And the only thing I can say good about them is the sequels are better than a lot of the Halloween sequels, apart from Halloween 3. But there's no ideas in them at all. I mean, the bizarre thing, some of this issues with Fast and the Furious movies is, I think the film that started it all off is probably one of the worst in the series, and then it get more interesting. Other people took over. Basically, so Friday the 13th, the films I like in the series are 2, 3, 6, and 8. The other ones are fine. There's 1 or 2 dodgy ones. There's 1 atrocious one that I couldn't finish. There's also Jason X, which is wonderful and bizarre. Right, so I'll just get to it. Right, Friday the 13th 1 isn't very good. It's boring. That's the biggest sin it's got, it's boring. I mean, there's the standard slasher movie, they're in a camp, it's a psycho killer around killing everybody. But there's no personality, it's just this shadowy figure. All the campers are pretty tedious. It's a film where people take forever walking around in stupid situations to die. There's no suspense. I mean, thinking about something like Halloween is, Halloween people do logical things that make you scared because you're seeing people react the way most people react, and the killer's smart enough to get them anyway. And they're human and they're interesting. And Friday the 13th, none of this happens. They're just boring characters and they wander forever. And all the chase sequences take forever and it's boring. The only good thing is the kills, because Tom Savini took over the kills and directing the kills and they all work. But it's like 5 minutes of a 90-minute film. You know, that's what put me off watching any other films, because the first one was so bad. The other one I'd seen years ago was number 8, which was a reputation one of the worst ones, which is Jason Takes Manhattan, because Jason doesn't go to Manhattan till the end, and most of it's set in a boat. But it's a lot of fun. It's cheesy. The kills are stupid. The characters are stupid, but they're cheesy stupid. You know, Jason kills people in absurd ways, like punches people's heads off, and he's just a psycho killing these people. But the film knows it's utter trash from the beginning. All the characters are morons. It's trashy as hell. But the cheese factor is really high in it. It's really enjoyable. And it's 90 minutes long, but it doesn't feel like 90 minutes long. It feels like it's fairly decently paced, so you don't feel like you're sitting there bored at your skull the way the first one did to you. So, those are the 2 I'd seen. Then later on I saw I've seen these all in weird orders for quite a bit. Then I saw Jason X, which is the best Jason film by a mile. Yeah, I'm going through them how I saw them. I think it's more interesting. Jason X is Jason in Space. It's the best of a franchise going to space. It's like, whenever it says send someone to space, they're really talking about Jason X, because Jason X did it. It's kind of the film you want to see when someone goes to space, a franchise goes to space, because it goes to space and basically Jason kills people repeatedly and brutally, and all the characters are of all these weird sci-fi costumes, of all these weird sci-fi elements, but it's basically Jason killing teenagers in space, and it's wonderful. People get their faces put in ice and the faces freeze and they smash the head into pieces. He kills people in horrible ways. It's so much fun. It's so enjoyable. I had a hell of a lot of time have a good time watching this. This is just so much fun. I'd happily watch this at any time. You know, it's just pure cheese. This is why the Friday the 13th sequels have an advantage over the Halloween sequels, and they're fun, cheesy. It's almost like these are the films they should have made Halloween sequels of, really, which was make them fun and silly. Halloween sequels tend to be boring. It's like kind of monotonous. The Friday the 13th sequels are more fun, they're more enjoyable, they put more effort into the sequels. It's almost like they're trying to make up the first one. The next one I saw was Freddy vs. Jason, which is a fun movie. Trouble is, I saw this after Jason X, and Jason X better. Jason X is like the killer, brilliant Jason movie that's pure camp. This one tries to be that. The hard-running youth, just from Bride of Chucky. And he does his best, and it's a fun movie. It's a really enjoyable movie. You can rewatch. It's easily rewatchable. Freddy does his true Freddy stuff. Jason kills lots of teenagers. The actors are appalling, playing the humans. They're all awful. You all want to see them all die. But it's still enjoyable. So much enjoyability. There's one good actress in it from Ginger Snaps, and she's wasted in it. It's like, yeah, she had to die early because she's too good an actor. You know, you don't want her showing up with other actors, just kill her off quick. So that's lots of fun. That's really enjoyable, really silly film. I'd highly recommend it if you're bored on a Saturday night. It's good fun. So then I saw Friday the 13th Part 3. So I'm going all over the place here. This is one of the better sequels. This is the 3D one. I haven't seen it in 3D yet. But yeah, it's in 3D, old-fashioned 3D. You see, they're putting stuff towards the screen, and there's lots of teenagers getting killed. But it's enjoyable because the characters are fun. The characters are enjoyable. It's probably I think 2 and 3 are the ones with the kind of I think the sequels, the first few sequels, are the ones with the less annoying characters, the ones that are you don't mind being with. Really, they're the ones with the strongest characters who are going to get killed. 3 has some enjoyably cheesy characters. One who is Practical Joker, who's one end up giving Jason his mask. But they're all kind of likeable in their own way. No one's horrible. There's bikers that threaten them at some point and the bikers get killed. But everyone's kind of enjoyably teenagery and dumb. But, you know, it's a lot of fun though. I mean, it's really one of those films you don't mind watching. It's happily you watch the other one because it's just stupid, but it's enjoyably stupid. It's one of those really good B-movie sequels where there's no ambition whatsoever, but it's done with decent craftsmanship. Not great craftsmanship. There's no film here that's crafted to the level of a John Carpenter movie. But there's acceptable craftsmanship involved in these movies, and they're fun. This is when I bought the box sets. The rest of the films I saw all the way through after that. So next one is Friday the 13th Part 2. And it's a lot like the same director, Steve Miner. It's enjoyable. It's got decent counsellors. None of them are awful. You know, there's a guy in a wheelchair. There's lots of, which is a good kill. There's they turn up. This is the first one where Jason's actually the killer. The first one is his mother, which caused a lot of problems for the series because they killed off the villain. But also, it was a very interesting villain. So Jason turns up in this one. He's killing lots of teenagers. It's all very enjoyable. There's nothing happened that's really interesting, but it's still fun though. There's still lots of characters who are enjoyable. They split up halfway through the film, but at this point no one knows there's a sequel after them. So it makes it easier pickings, but because there's no drama of someone after them, so it doesn't become a problem as a plot device. It's just enjoyable. It's an enjoyably made movie. Okay, now we get to Friday the 13th Part 4, which is the final chapter. Yep, it was not the final chapter. What we got was a young Corey Feldman who was irritating as he usually is, but this time a smaller version. And you wish he would die in the film, but he doesn't. Shame. Crispin Glover's in it. He's fun, way over the top, but he's got life to him. Some of the actors are enjoyable for that cheesy B-movie way. You know, you know they're lying to you. You know there's not going to be a final chapter, and it's not as good as the 2 and 3 actually. 2 and 3 had more skill involved in the making of them. This one feels a bit more fragmented, and like the kill scenes are fine, but a lot of the going back and forward to different places are a bit more boring. Like the director wasn't as interested, and it just wasn't well crafted, and it just feels like it was going through the motions a little bit more. It's still enjoyable, but it's one I'd probably watch a lot less because it's not that great, and it's got Corey Feldman in it. And he's that annoying. You want to hear, oh, he wants to come back and play the character again? Please don't. Just don't. He's not good. He's never been good. He's only ever been good in like Joe Dante films. That's it. Next, you have the Sleazy Fest. I guess the New Blood. Part 5 is the New Blood. It's a film made after Jason was apparently dead. They're doing another Friday the 13th. They're saying it's not going to be Jason this time. And it turns out it's not Jason this time. It's some guy playing Jason, using Jason mask to kill people, but it's a weird extra whose son died early and he tried to kill people as revenge because his son was killed by a madman. It's as stupid as it sounds. It's not that good, but it's actually an improvement over part 4 because it's sleazy. I mean, it's not well made at all. I mean, the acting's not good. Nothing's good about it. But it does the one that jumps up to that thing of everything's now cheesy. Everything's now sleazy. Everything's ridiculous. And vaguely enjoyable because it is sleazy. The guy made it had done like pretty much softcore porn and stuff before, and on these sleazy films, and it's like you can feel the sleaze coming off the film, but it's kind of enjoyable because of that, because it's in bad taste and really distasteful, but kind of enjoyable, not cheesy. It's what a part 5 should be. It should be kind of disgusting and horrible and icky, and it delivers. Part 6 is the kind of weird one. Part 6 is the one where they actually have someone who knows what they're doing. It's the best of the sequels. It's probably, objectively, it's the best film in the series. It's the best made film by a mile. It's well crafted. The director, Tom McLaughlin, wrote it. He hired people who could act, you know, and he kind of made the characters enjoyable. Everyone was smart arse. The dialogue was way better than normal. People made observations they wouldn't do in another movie. It was a kind of parody of the series and parody of the genre. Without being a total parody, it kept the suspense up, but also knew the tropes and had some fun with them. It was just really enjoyable. It's a wonderfully enjoyable film. It's really one you could show anybody. It's like if you watch a Friday the 13th movie, watch part 6. It's the best one. It's the best made one. You know, it's the one that pointed away stuff like Scream and things, because it was Scream before Scream, because it was smart arse and, you know, actually better than Scream because it's more fun and the characters are more likeable and all that stuff. Part 7's the worst of these. I mean, there's only one film worse than Part 7 in the series, which we'll get to. But Part 7's bloody awful. Part 7 is hard to watch because it's apparently was shredded by the rating board. Like, a lot of the kills were taken out and they've been lost. You can't put them back in. But even with that, this film would still be awful because every scene in between the kills is boring. There's a sidekick who's obviously ripped off from Carrie. There's a Jason appears and disappears as if it's a ghost almost for a long time. There's all these obnoxious neighbours who are just yuppies, but they're just awful. But not in an interesting way. They're just awful. Like, they're awful characters, but not interesting and awful. They're just boring awful. They're just overacting. They're terrible. Everybody in this film acts terribly. The leading man is obviously a gay actor, and it was actually confirmed that he was a gay actor. And it's like, him and the leading lady have no chemistry whatsoever, and it's like, and even he just exudes that even in his in his being. It's just, you just think he's gay instantly. There's no way around it. You just know, and it's really interesting. It's the only thing that makes the film interesting is the leading actor's obviously gay, and it's not even, it's not even fun in the Freddy's Revenge way where that character was a gay subtext and the actor was gay. This is just boring. This is really boring because they don't play into it at all. They're just like, it's just tedious. The whole film is almost unwatchable. This would be easily the worst film if it wasn't for the next one we talk about. That one is Jason Goes to Hell. This is a big return of Sean Cunningham, who directed the first film. So the series started with the worst film, and now it was sort of ending with one of the worst films before it was taken into space. This film was terrible. I could not watch this film. I had to fast forward through most of it and just get the main plot points because it was so boring. It's so tedious. It's the most boring film. It's so stupid. Like, Jason dies in the first 5 minutes, and his essence passes from person to person. That Body Snatcher movie. That's it. That's the movie. That's the big reinvention of Jason. It just becomes a stupid movie, and it's just. It would have been okay if the film would have been good. If the film had taken that and been really interesting with. Instead, it's just this body count movie with all these boring characters. And it reminds you of the first film, which is, because that film had utterly tedious characters too. Like, both films have boring characters. The characters are just dead on arrival for personality wise. They're just terrible. I was going to describe how much I hate this film. This film is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. It is just awful. I could not sit through it. I had to fast forward through bits of it because it was so bad. It was just completionist value to even get to the end, and even that was in fast forward. Finally, we get to the remake. The remake is okay. It's a Michael Bay Platinum Dunes production. It's decent. There's nothing. I mean, it's one of those films. There's nothing really horrible about it. But there's nothing really good about it either. It's like the lead characters are kind of boring. The supporting characters are kind of boring. The villain is non-Jason human. Is tedious. He's meant to be the villain you hate, the human you hate, but he's not interesting enough. The comic relief are boring. And like a lot of Platinum Dunes film, everything's shot like with filters, so it means everything feels the same. So there's no escalation or de-escalation. It just kind of becomes a samey movie with nothing ever really changes in it, which is tedious. But it's enjoyable kills, and it's a fun time killer. But it's one of those films you see, so okay, I've seen it. That's it. I don't need to watch it again. There's just nothing there to watch. No one's horribly bad in it as an acting. There's no one good in it either. Everyone's just doing their jobs. There's nothing for them to do. There's no character for them. Everyone's trying, but they're not really giving anything. It's one of those films where it's just like a blah. It's a blah film. And there's some of the other Jason films, even if they were bad, they were cheesy. And that was made them enjoyable. Or they were fun little old genre movies that were cheesy but really enjoyably some of them were nicely crafted. This one's just kind of down the middle, mainstream, blah. Nothing more to it. There's no taste to it. I still enjoyed hating Jason Goes to Hell more than this film because at least that got emotion out of me. This film gets nothing. It's just a flat line, blah. There's nothing there. There's nothing to it. There's not even a character. Jason was always like a non-character. In this film, he's just this figure that has even less character than normal, which is kind of amazing. A guy with a machete and a mask had no character, and even cut his character down even more in the remake. I don't know. I think you could actually do that, but apparently you could. Well, that's my very brief look at Friday the 13th. I don't really have enough to say about these films to actually do anything longer than this. I just thought it'd be a fun way to start since who the films I was talking about before. So I hope you enjoyed this anyway. It's a nice little throwaway video. I'll be back next week with some other videos. We'll see how this 4K experiment works with this new microphone. So we'll see how that works. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.